So I made a decision on what I was going to do with this Boston Celtics association. I decided to simulate to the end of the season, but this was the last game that I ever played before simulating to the end of the season. My last regular season game. And look at Danny Green going to the basket. Oh my god, that was a sexy dunk on Chauncey Billups. You guys know I gotta put this on my top 5 plays, man. This, oh my goodness, look at that dunk on Billups. Billups did not know what hit him. This game against the Pistons, as I said, was the last regular season game that I played on my association. I had to go up against Monte Ellis. I just had to. I had to show him which team is boss, and I have to show him that, you know, he's gonna miss it here in Boston. But look at this isolation play. This play is beast. Look at Rondo. Rondo got handles. Look at Rondo crossing over Billups to the basket. Oh my, look at these sexy handles by Rondo. Look at that. Ooh. He caught him leaning. Come on, Billups. Billups should just retire. Look at that. Behind the back. Oh man, when I was playing the game and I did that, I just started jumping up and down from my seat. I was screaming. That was crazy. That was a crazy play. But looking at the game that we had against the Pistons, Monte Ellis had like about 11 points, but we basically dominated them in most categories except for free throws, and they still won the rebounding battle, but you know, it wasn't too spaced out. You know, they didn't dominate us on the boards, and that was all I was really, you know, aiming for. But looking at the game Noah had, he had 15 points, and look at the balance scoring from my team. A lot of players was in double figures, so you know, we did pretty good that game. A lot of people have been telling me I should trade Noah, but nah, I don't want to trade Noah. I really don't want to trade Joakim Noah. He brings the intensity, good defense. That's all I could really ask for. So let's get into the simulation. As you can see, we skipped the first game against the Philadelphia 76ers and we won, of course. But looking at that game, I should have played that game. They have Kobe Bryant, Evan Turner, Michael Carter-Williams, so you know, they have a pretty good team. I would like to play against them come playoff time. That'd be a pretty good matchup. But right now, let's take a look at my team stats. But before I get into my team stats, I have to address something. Joakim Noah. As you can see, his 3-point rating is kind of high. Now, I got a lot of people telling me that, you know, I'm cheating. I increased his stats, or you know, I use game sliders when taking 3-point shots with him. I only took like about 5 3-point shots with him in total, and he only made about, no, he only made 2 3-point shots. That was it. I don't take 3-point shots with Noah. I don't go jacking up 3-point shots with Noah, but just because he has the 3 ball under his name, a lot of people tend to, you know, get on me for that and think that I'm cheating. I'm really not. It's because I run a lot of drills. Well, it wasn't really because of the drills. When I traded for Joakim Noah, he had the 3-point ball. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do nothing to it. I didn't do nothing to the stats. I didn't edit it or any type of way. And as you can see right now, I'm adding drills because, you know, we have like a week off. So, you know, I'm adding drills to my players. So make sure you pay attention to my players' stats before I run the drills, and pay attention to their stats after I run the drills, because it's a major difference. I think the practice drills that I run for them, they increase their stats for a couple of games depending on how many drills, you know, I run. So it increases their stats for a couple of games and then it eventually decreases, but sometimes it depends on the play of the player. If the player plays well, then he'll be able to keep his stats and his stats will eventually increase. But I decided to decrease Joakim Noah's 3-point shot so people will stop complaining, stop bitching and moaning. I mean, Jesus Christ, it wasn't my fault. Get over it. But back to the simulation. As you can see, Gortat goes down with injury. He's going to be out for quite a while. I hope we'll still be able to win some games without him in the lineup because we need a big man. We really do. So here we go. Continuing the simulation. We went perfect in the month of January. That's good. Here we are. We're still winning games. We are still winning and grinning right now. Oh, look at this BS trade. They're trying to give me a pick for Bradley. Nah, I don't want it. Oh, Joakim Noah, out of all people, Joakim Noah is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. That's about a month and 2 weeks. Come on, man. Not having Noah, that's going to be a big blow. Ah, man. Let's see if we're still going to be able to win games, and we're still winning. And look at this trade. I am not accepting this trade. I'm not trading. It makes no sense trading any other players on my team. I really don't want to. But looking at this, the All-Star break, All-Star weekend, check this out. 3 players from my Boston Celtics made it to the All-Star game. So let's check out the team and figure out which 3 players made it to the All-Star game. Of course, Rondo's going to make it. I see Greg Monroe, and who's the last person? Oh, Iggy. So Iggy, Rondo, and Greg Monroe all made it to the All-Star game, representing the Boston Celtics, representing my team. And look at this trade. I'm not accepting it. Let's continue the simulation. And look at this. We made the playoffs. Already, we made the playoffs, and Gortat is healed, and he's ready to get back into the rotation. So look at this. And look, another trade. Wait, how do we lose 2 games once Gortat comes back? That's saying something. A comment in my last video said that I should trade Gortat. Now I see why. But I'm going to go ahead and skip past the trade deadline. I think this team has what it takes to compete for a championship, so I'm going to go ahead and skip past it. So I'm simulating this game, and it's the player re-signing deadline. Now it's time for me to see if Leonard and Rondo is ready to re-sign, and look at this BS. They're not ready to re-sign. I swear to God, if Rondo don't re-sign with my team, I'm going to be so pissed off. But Rondo's going to become a free agent at the end of the season. I'm going to take a risk. I'm not going to, you know, force him to resign. I can't force him to resign. What am I saying? And look at this. Greg Monroe now goes down with the injury. Come on. But I won't be able to resign Rondo or Leonard. I really hope that Rondo decides to stay on the Boston Celtics. It will be a blow not having him on the team anymore. Oh man, it sucks that I couldn't re-sign him before the end of the season, but hey, I looked at the list of players that are going to be free agents at the end of the season, and there are a lot of good players, a lot of good names on that list. I can't remember right now at this moment, but trust me, there's a lot of good players. And look at this, Gortat is injured again. What is going on with Gortat? And Joakim Noah heals from his injury, so it's going to be good having him back in the lineup. So let's see, only a couple more games till the end of the season. As you can see, I set up some more drills for my players, you know, to increase their stats. See how that goes out. And Gortat is healed again. What is up with Gortat? And now look at this, Noah's injured again, so a lot of my big men are dealing with injury. Greg Monroe, Noah, Gortat, come on. You can't be serious with all these injuries and all that crap. But look at this, I'm getting a whole ton of reward points. We had a monster season. Look at that record. Look at that sexy record right there. Now that record is sexy. And look at this, the MVP of the season, Rajon Rondo, averaging 11 points, 6 assists. Oh man, Rondo MVP? Now that's amazing. I didn't expect Rondo to be MVP out of everybody. And now look at this, Avery Bradley, the 6th man of the year. That's the one person I refuse to trade. I see a lot of potential in Avery Bradley. He is amazing, so that's why I just didn't want to trade him this season. And now look at this, Brad Stevens, coach of the year, so his stats should increase, his coaching stats. So now let's take a look at this roster getting ready to compete for a championship. We got Iggy, we got Rondo, we got Kawhi Leonard, Avery Bradley, Greg Monroe, DJ Augustine, Gortat, Danny Green, Malcolm Lee, Robin Lopez, Joakim Noah, Pablo Prigioni, and Brendan Haywood. But let's take a look at Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah is still day to day, so I don't want to risk getting him injured even more, so I'm deciding to take him out of the rotation. I just don't want to risk him getting injured. Especially in the playoffs, we're going to need Joakim Noah in order for us to win. So for our first game in the playoffs, our starting lineup is going to be Rondo, Bradley, Kawhi Leonard, Andre Iguodala, and Greg Monroe. I'm deciding to go small. That's because look at the opponent that we're facing. We're facing off against the Orlando Magic, the 8th seed. So this matchup shouldn't be too hard. I expect a sweep, to be honest. Facing off against the Magic, they really can't do nothing against us. So we'll see how that works out. But here is the playoff brackets. Check it out. The Knicks and Nets did not make the playoffs. That's shocking. Wait, where's the Sixers? Did the Sixers? Oh, the Sixers didn't even make the playoffs. So let's just see how the playoffs go. The road to the championship begins today. Let's go Celtics.